y'all. So we are back because she said, baby, she done got it together, and we are about to bring it to y'all, talking about this $1 million mindset because she too is an entrepreneur. And I want for her to bring it, what helped her to be able to push, walk into her greatness, and open up her business. So, without further ado, I am about to bring Miss Kedra to the stage. Miss Lawson, how are
Hello.
you, beautiful?
I am wonderful. I am such a delighted queen to be here this evening, honey, with you, the seven-figure boss.
Uh,
How are you?
I am great. Tell us, like, what kind of business you are into.
I'm into everything, okay? Your girl is a jack of all trades. So, I am a beverage company. We have the absolute best beverages in America, okay? Those are tea blends. Some are juice blends as well, but mainly we started off with teas, fruit flavors, pineapple peach, strawberry watermelon pineapple. Doesn't that sound like so delicious?
It does. So
Yes.
I was trying to understand, like, is it because I had some
Okay.
and it's really, really good. Now, is it alcohol in there or is it non-alcohol?
So, your girl started off with non-alcoholic beverages because I was in the kitchen whipping it up, whipping it up, whipping it up. And this was my own little thing that I was doing at home. And I decided to make it a business. And along the way, I started pulling up.
What you say? Just a sip, right? Just a sip.
Right. I started pouring up, because I enjoy, sipping on alcohol, and it's sociable for me, it's sociable for my family, my friends, and it's not a surprise that I would have poured off some alcohol into that tea. So,
Yeah, I know I had the one with alcohol, and I'm like, is this because it tastes so good? It don't taste like alcohol. So I was
well,
like, is it alcohol or non-alcohol? I wasn't sure, but it was really, really good. So I heard you just became an author also.
yes,
Mhm. Give
yes.
us the tea on that one.
Check. One more
Right,
thing to
right,
check off my
right.
list. Yes. So I am a new author, created for greatness. My chapter is titled Flavor Burning Faith. That flavor is the beverages that we were just talking about. I also have our Soul Candy Events beverage bar, which is basically most people would know it as a drink station. I call it a beverage bar. I have to be different. I cannot have it like anybody else.
Now
Okay.
wait a minute. And it just sounds so classy and
Beverage bar.
sexy.
Up to par.
Yes, yes.
So we offer the beverage bar as a part of our drink. So that's for all occasions, any events. I don't care what it is. Your 2-year-old could be having a birthday party. If you want a beverage bar, we coming. Okay. Of course,
Oh my
not
gosh.
spiked.
Well, I'm in love with that because I just saw something like this on Facebook where they drove up to your house and just put up the whole beverage bar. I was like, wow, that is like really, really cool.
Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
really fun. It's really fun. And I am so blessed to be doing something finally in my life that's exciting. Every time I'm getting ready to whip up some of that tea or get ready to prepare for a beverage bar, it is so exciting. So I feel like I am definitely going to be within those millions very soon. Not only because the flavor is good, my professionalism is there, my creativity is there, but because it makes me happy. And so you can see that it's delivered and it's felt through my customers. So those are some of the things that I'm doing. I also have a podcast. It's called Authentic.
Yeah,
Podcast sisters.
I love it. So, being that you already just put me where we're getting ready to go, because
Okay.
I brought you, I wanted you to be on the $1 million mindset, because we all know in order for us to achieve anything in life, our mind plays a huge role in this. What were some of the things that you had, or the challenges that you had to get over mentally in order to become an entrepreneur? Because not everybody walk into an entrepreneur. You know, they have these dreams. They had that dreams in that kitchen whipping up that tea, but they never walk it out.
Yeah.
So, what was it for you that you ended up just, walking it out, walking into, your dream? What did you have to overcome to get there?
Okay, so I had to overcome a lot of hardship. I had to get sick of myself. Okay.
Mm.
I had to get sick of myself. I always knew that I was a very gift person. I always knew that I possessed a lot inside of me, and I always knew that God wanted to do a lot with me. But I was fighting against what God wanted to do with me and how He wanted to use me, and so I kept closing it off. I also had to get sick and tired of what I was putting my energy towards. I was putting so much of my energy towards things that was not benefiting to my life at all. Okay. I had to get okay with the fact that I don't have to work for someone else. I could be my own boss.
Mm.
I had to get over abuse. I had to get past some abuse. I had to get past some mental things that had happened to me, and become stronger and say that you are enough and you are capable and you can be whatever it is that you want to be. If God allows you to vision it and see it, you're capable of being those things. So I had to overcome some things, and I'm still overcoming. And I think for the rest of our lives, we're going to continue to be overcomers. But
Come
to
on
get to the place, yeah, to get to the place where I decided I'm going to do this, it really took a lot of courage to face myself, to deal with myself, because I put myself in a lot of situations and positions that was just, I was unworthy. Like, that's not even what God had projected for me, but I didn't know my worth. So now that I know my worth, let me get them millions.
For
Okay.
real. For real. So you shared that it was like that mental battle. It's like I tell everybody, mindset is everything for me. I'm like, because all I had was those dreams as a little girl, and if I allowed for people, the opinions of what people thought about me, girl, I wouldn't have accomplished half of the things that I've accomplished. But I look at that book. I don't know if you've ever read that book by Joyce Myers, and she talk about the battlefield of the mind. And she talks about how, like, the mind is the most powerful thing. It dictates and controls every single thing. It kills everything if you don't control it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted you to share a little bit more on how was you able to change your mindset, because I'm pretty sure when you was going through those things such as abuse, a lot of times when we are abused, girl, we can't see that silver lining. That's the reason why I said it's like I commend you and I take off my hat to you that you was able to persevere and push through that. But for somebody that's listening where they're still stuck, how did you do it?
So I got sick of myself, really and truly, because
Break
you
it
can
down.
be,
What is sick of yourself? We want to know.
I'm getting ready to tell you,
Give
sis,
us the
getting ready to
nitty
tell you.
gritty.
So you can be depressed. You can continue to make excuses. You can continue to say that
Mm,
he hurt me, or I did this, or this happened. You can continue
ooh,
to say
baby.
that. But if you continue to say that, that is what your life will be, just one big, stupid, ugly excuse. Okay. But It's the day that you wake up and you say that, okay, those things happened, but that is no longer your story. Those things happen, but you have a power inside of you that could change the trajectory of all of that. That no longer has to be your life, Kedra. So today you are going to start changing the way that you think. You are going to start loving yourself. You are going to start those thoughts and those visions that God gave you or gives you. You're going to start seeing what that feels like. You're going to start tasting some of that. You're going to start breathing some of that new air because that's you. That's your life. He's giving you that. So it was a shaping of my mind and my attitude that changed the dynamic of my life. If I continue to swaddle in depression, if I continue to make excuses, yeah, because
Mm,
that's what it is at the end of
mm.
the day, and that's just it in a nutshell.
Wow.
Swaddling in misery. That's what your life will be. That's what your energy will be. Then you will never pursue anything. But the day you decide that you're worth more, the day that you decide that your life, that ain't your life. You went through that, and maybe it's for a purpose that you went through that. You know, when you start really understanding why things you go through things, it changes how you go forward in life and how you approach things. And that is what happened for me. Everything began to do like a
Mm.
360, a whole 360. It went from misery to pursuit.
Wow.
It went from me not knowing who I was. I'm talking about looking at myself in the mirror and not knowing who I was at all. And I, a beautiful person, okay? Not knowing who I was inside and out, okay? To now, baby, y'all can't tell me nothing.
I know that's right. I
Yeah,
know
that's
that's
right.
right.
And I'm still growing, you know, like, and I'm going to continue to grow. We all continue to grow. So I'm not saying it as though I have it all figured out or as though my life is perfect, because it's not, because I'm in the middle of a season right now where it's a faithful season. It's a flavor burning season, that chapter. It's a flavor burning season, which means that I've been broken down. But because of my mindset, I understand that this is not to break me. This is only to build me up more. This is a season where I'm pruning for the
Come on,
millions that we,
come
you know
on,
what I'm talking about.
come on, come on. For real. I'm over here like, girl, you getting ready to get me to jump up and run up out this chair. Because
Yeah.
it's when we really truly sit back and have that conversation with ourselves.
Hmm.
It
It's
is
like pure
it is
reality.
like
Is
that real serious conversation. I know with me, I just shared earlier on the podcast that I was doing earlier, where I was like, you know what? I had to get to the point that, girl, I wasn't going to give no more excuses about me worrying about what the opinions of others, what others thought about me. It was all of what I thought about myself. But
absolutely.
I didn't see, I had the dream, right?
Hmm.
But I wasn't walking in it.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know how you have this dream, and girl, I pick with my kids, right? Because we had these dreams, that I want to lose this weight and I want to look like this and I want to do that. But it's like, I won't lay back off the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I tell my kids, I'm like, yeah, y'all act like God got this magical fairy dust where he just sprinkling it all over you. And that is true, because God gives us a lot of favor that we don't
Girl.
even deserve, you know. But I'm like, without action, it's straight up dead.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to have the action in it. That's right, Robert. That's my RJ. I love him.
Hi, Robert.
Yeah, you gotta have that action. And a lot of times we don't have the action because we are scared of
Hmm.
of falling on our face. We're scared of failure. You know what I'm saying? I always share this story about my mother, how I felt like my mother, girl, was like you know how we feel like our mothers is like God. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mhm.
My mother was this amazing person, this brilliant mind. But girl, she was so scared to do everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I looked at how she went to her grave without accomplishing so many things. And I'm like, a lot of times we get so cocky thinking that our gift is for us. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? When and we think our circumstances is all about us too. Come on, let's face it. We like,
Yeah.
why you sending me through all of this?
Mhm.
But it really has nothing to do with us.
Nothing.
Nothing to do with us. And we sitting back here like, why you doing this to me?
Yeah.
You know, I said, I look at how with me becoming an educator, platform artist, traveling the world, girl, and I said, this right here was so much bigger than me.
Yep.
That's why I said the show that I just did this week with these women just saying how much I inspired them. Girl, I had a woman last year
Wow.
that she walked up to me this year at the show crying, telling me how much I had changed her life, that she was getting ready to give up year ago.
Wow.
And how I don't know what I said to her, but she said whatever I said to her gave her hope. And
My
I
God.
said, wow, look at this. And that's when it was just like, okay, Adrian, this is not about you. This is
Mhm.
so much bigger than you,
Mhm.
you know. And girl, we could be selfish sitting on our gifts. You know, I look at how talented you are. Um,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And just how you have blessed so many other people. What you just shared when you mentioned the part about excuses,
Mhm.
I want you to touch on that a little bit because a lot of times we do give those excuses, that, you know, I wasn't raised up rich, I was born poor, or, I got a learning disability, or I was locked up, or I was a teenage mom. Speak to the ones that are sitting at home, and it ain't no shade, but girl, we trying to get them out of park into
Yeah.
overdrive.
Mhm.
So share with them about how did you confront and deal with constantly making excuses?
So I had to find things that were going to motivate me and deeply motivate me. And so I've been a mother since I was 18 years old. So really and truly, I ain't had no place falling off the way that I did, but it's okay because it's life. But I always had something to look around and say every time I looked at one of those little bodies running around, I had something to look at and say, you know what, girl, look, you are tripping. And I really would have these moments with myself, and be like, sometimes I would, like, you acting real stupid. Like, come on, bro. Like, you just gonna let yourself waste like this because you know what you possess. You know what's
You know
inside
that
of you.
potential.
You know it. You know what you can do. You know what you have. It's there. God has already showed you. You know it. So when you know it, it's no way that it's just gonna sit inside of you, especially when you want more. When you want more, there's no way that that's just going to sit inside of you. It's going to start to burn at some point, and it has to come out. It has to manifest. Like, it has to become a reality. For somebody like me, it has to. And for the people that's watching, for you, it has to as well, because there's no way that you're sitting down just letting that waste. Another thing that bothered me tremendously, so I've always loved God. And it began to bother me so much that I felt like I was making a fool of him. I felt like, here it is. There are some people that are born with disabilities. There are
Mm.
some people that are born with handicaps that can't And here it is. You are capable of, and you sitting here not making money. You're sitting here not using yourself. You're wasting your life. You're sitting here making these excuses because you're depressed, because somebody beat you for 3 years, or
Jesus.
like, really, sis? No, that is time out for that. You have to get your life together, Kedra. So it was a lot of me having to shape myself, like shape my mental, more so my mental is what it was that needed to like, and a lot of that really happened, to be honest. I don't know what everybody's faith is, but a lot of that happened through the word of God.
Girl, you can't run from it.
You
You
can't run from it.
So what? How many kids do you have?
I have 4 children.
Oh, what's the ages?
22, 19, 14, and 6.
Girl, be quiet. You don't look like you got no 22. You like
22,
that?
girl,
Girl,
with
what
two
you say? That's my
grandbabies.
brother. A
Two
sister.
grandbabies also.
Oh, so
Yes.
what have you poured differently into them that was not poured into you?
So, what I try to do with my children is be very transparent. I try to be very transparent with them. Whereas when I was younger, I feel like, and times change. So as times change, exposure changes, what you let your kids see, what you let them hear. When I was younger, there were certain things that they wasn't letting us hear, they wasn't letting us know about it. Life was perfect and fine. Okay, get out of grown folks business. That's all we knew.
Right, right.
You couldn't participate in certain things. For me, um I choose to be more transparent with my children. If even if it's something that I'm doing, I choose to not disconnect my kids from it. Why? Because I rather my children have an honesty from me. I rather them know that, hey, this is something that I'm doing. This, it may not be a good thing, but I'm working on it. But I feel like I owe them that respect. It's a respect factor. It's
Hmm.
like I feel like I can't expect my children to give me a respect just because they're my children, but I can't give them a respect because I'm their mother. Like, I can't tell you certain things. I can let you hear it from somebody else because I'm your mother. No, that's not how I believe it goes. I believe that I'm gonna tell you what I feel you need to know, okay, about your mother, because I believe in respect, and I believe that respect is respect with anyone. That's my child. That's with, if it's my pastor, if it's my mother, if it's a friend, respect is respect.
Mhm. It
So
goes
I pour into my kids realness. Like, they'll tell you, I'll be like, bro, they will tell you, okay? So we have a very and my relationship with my two older children are, we're working into better spaces. So when you hear me talk about my past, I was so broken that I didn't have what I needed to have for them. So we're working. We really are, and I'm just gonna be real and transparent about that because life is not perfect. And anytime I
Girl,
have
is
opportunity to
most
open up my
people
mouth.
with
Yeah,
their
anytime
kids.
I have the opportunity to open up my mouth and speak, I've made a promise to myself that I'm just going to be very authentic and real about my life because somebody is listening and they're in a similar situation, and I want them to know that it's okay because
I
everything
said,
can be correct and fixed.
amen. I know when I look at back at it, with me losing my mother, I'm like, life is like a vapor. You don't get no do-overs. You don't get, I'm sorry, once they gone.
Yeah.
So you got to live the moment right now to
Hmm.
its fullest. I know with my children, my oldest is 26.
Mhm.
Oh, actually 28. Jesus.
Wow.
Right.
Well,
Oh,
look at you. You want to talk about me?
well, thank you. That's why I'm like, Lord, no, 28. But I know what the some of the things that I tried to pour into them that was not done with myself was, and I used to get on my kids' nerves with this. Girl, I'd be like, all right, we doing gold posters. So I would make them write down goal posters. And then I was like, you know what? We getting ready to write down, we getting ready to do vision boards.
Okay.
And they'd be like, vision boards. I said, yeah, put down anything. And girl, my youngest is 13. So I had him as a little boy doing it.
Wow.
We gonna put down anything we want to do, any place that we want to go. And I think that my father had to see that as an older man, like, wow, my daughter, I'm probably the only one that is living my dream
Yeah.
out of all of my family. He
Mhm.
is why everybody is watching me. Like, and my aunt just messaged me the other day, and well, actually, it was two of my aunts and my cousin, and what they said to me, girl, just really blessed me. But it was like to watch somebody speak something. They've never seen somebody speak something and live it.
Okay. Hmm.
And they said to watch me live out my dream, they're like, wow.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, especially when it comes from that girl that everybody was just like, she's so dumb. She
Yeah.
don't know
Ooh,
nothing.
no,
Girl,
that's the ones right there, baby.
girl, I'm like, it was like, you know what I'm saying? I was just sharing with them earlier, how, people would try to sow this seed of doubt and fear, and how you will never accomplish things.
Hmm.
And if you don't learn how to battle that
Hmm.
mental, it will consume you. You will start thinking that you will never overcome.
Yep. I went through that phase also.
Yes. You will start thinking your current circumstances will define you.
Yep.
You know, um, everybody know I've adopted three out of my four children. Well, I guess everybody don't know.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted, because my daughter and my son, I adopted them at 13 and 16 years old, you
Okay.
know, and I've always wanted them to know you can always rewrite your future.
Hmm.
People will try to hold you hostage on your past, but your past is your past.
Bye bye.
Right, for real. I said, girl, nobody can hold me hostage because I done already put my dirty laundry out.
You understand?
Right, right. I'm like, I'm gonna tell my dirty laundry before you do. So, but it's like I told my kids, I said, when you think about it, girl, it's so sweet
Yeah,
when when you look at, wow, look at how I've been able to overcome.
girl.
And the mental I feel like is like the biggest part.
Mhm.
Me making the money, I feel like it was the easiest thing, but it was me getting my mind
Yeah,
make the money. You know
that's
what I'm
it.
saying? And I was like, what was the difference when I lived in New Jersey, girl, and I was making $17,000 a year, you know? And I'm like, what changed when I came to Texas?
Hmm.
And the biggest part, girl, was the mind.
Hmm.
The biggest part was the mind. I really had, oh, Kim, love you.
Hmm.
But I really had to just change. Oh my God, girl. I'm coming out with a book because I said, if only people knew,
Yeah,
if they only knew my story.
yeah.
You know,
Put it out there. Put it out there. People need to hear it. People
girl,
need
I
to
said
hear
people look at that pretty package. I said, because my sister be having me posed up, really poised. I be looking real
it. As you
good.
should be.
Girl, I said, but if they only knew um all of the mental battle that I had to push through, it's insane. I think you were on the call. I think you was on the call. Girl, it was crazy. So I did this thing with Grant Cardone, and I'm about to make a left to come back right. But
Okay.
I did this thing with, that Great American Speak Off with Grant Cardone,
Okay.
where at the end of the day, it was like 38,000 people. And my son and my husband saw it on TikTok. Girl, at the time, I didn't even know who Grant was. And my son and my husband thought that it would be cool that I would enter into this speaking contest.
Okay.
So I'm not going to lie. Girl, the first thing that showed up for me when they asked for me to do it, scared immediately. Scared immediately because I thought that people were going to be judging me on the way that I pronounce my words. I'm a Jersey girl. So I'm like, and yeah, let's face it, girl, I ain't got the most proper language, you know. But I was like, I was just going through the mentals. I was just like, you know what? But all of these people gonna be up there speaking for years, and all of these doctors and these lawyers gonna come and they gonna bring it. I don't know if I could do it. Da, 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 da. And my staff was like, I think you could do it. And it was my baby boy that was like, Mom, you should do it. And my baby boy has Tourette's and he's high functioning autism.
Okay.
So, girl, I could not do it because I'm
That's
like,
right.
my baby is like believing. He had the belief in me, girl. He had the belief in me that, Mom, no, you could do this Great American Speak Off thing.
Mhm.
So, girl, I went there. Yeah. I was praying to God for me to get out of my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, God, just allow for me to get out of my head and just speak my truth.
Mhm.
Girl, I had never ever publicly spoken about my rape. Like me mentioning it to you right now, me mentioning it live. I've never spoken about my rape live to people. So I was like,
Breakthroughs.
girl, I said, I look at how God ordained that, right? I started visually seeing me speaking in front of Grant Cardone. Now, this is how this plays out. I make it past round one, round two, round three was when I didn't make it.
Okay.
But I told them I still received my golden ticket, and they looking at me like this lady done lost her mind because she ain't getting no golden ticket. I was like, no, this is my golden ticket, my son right here.
Yes.
Because my son believed in me so much, and for him to turn to me, girl, he said, "Mommy, you did so good."
No.
Girl, when he said that to me, it was like I had won. I was
Yes.
like, oh,
You
girl,
did.
I was on cloud nine. I was like,
That's right.
baby.
That's right.
I go off to the training in Miami, and the very last day, girl, what do? They hand me the last golden ticket.
Look at that. And I see, so I seen that
Girl,
on your Facebook. I seen that on your
girl,
Facebook. Yes,
girl.
yes.
So the first
Amazing.
person I sent the picture of the golden ticket to was my son.
Mhm.
And I said to my son, I said, I had belief, and it was crazy because I didn't make it in Dallas.
Yeah.
But then I made it in Miami,
Mhm.
and I went off to the finals. And girl, I remember that day, oh my God, like it was yesterday. Everybody walking around and they're chanting, their speeches and they're talking and they're talking. And girl, I'm sitting up in here with my headphones in my ear. Here they go right here. Girl, I'm sitting up with these in my ear like this, and I'm just singing and I'm in my zone. And they thought I was like practicing my speech. I said, no, I'm listening to I'm like listening to Eric Thomas, Les Brown. I'm listening to girl.
I'm not practicing.
Wait a minute, Corinne Hawthorne. I'm doing everything but listening to my speech. And then Pastor John Gray walked up to me and he said, I see you already feeling like you getting ready because it was 2,000 people there. He said, I already see that you see yourself moving on to the next level.
Wow.
And I did see it. I
Right.
did see it. So, girl, when that moved down to the 150th, I said, shut up. And I'm looking at all these people, girl, and I'm messaging my son. I said, oh my goodness. But I watched how my mental started getting in the way. And I'm like, but wow, look at all these people, these 150 people that's down. They're phenomenal, and they've been great speakers for 10, 20 years, They have so much on me. What God do? Girl, bring me down to the top 30.
Yep.
But when he brought me down to the top 30, I ended up speaking to a sister that ended up turning into my client. Now she's my client where I'm branding her. God had told me she's it. She was there having the disbelief. I'm competing against this girl, and I'm like, I need for you to get up out of your head. I need for you to go up in that room, and I need for you to kill it. And she was just like, I'm going to try. I said, no, the first part of this is you changing your verbiage.
That's right.
You will do it. And girl, the craziest part, I went up in there, killed it. Grant loved me, but I had 60 seconds on the clock and I finished in 30, leaving 60. I'm leaving my other 30. But she went on to be the top 4.
Wow.
Went on to be the top 4.
So you had an assignment also.
Girl, went on to be the top 4. And now she shares this story. And it was crazy because at the time when I spoke to her, I didn't know her name.
Look at that.
Didn't know her name, didn't connect with her, didn't get a number, didn't get an Instagram. I was just praying that she moved on.
Yes.
Me and her just reconnected, I want to say almost 2 months ago. And I said, look at God. I said from the very, very beginning, from when I did Dallas, God had to work on my mental and saying, Adrian, stop being intimidated by these people that have all these degrees.
Yes.
You can do it. You belong right up here just as well as they do.
That's right.
But I kept on allowing for all of that to dictate to me. And I said, wow, with so many lessons. I showed my husband. I showed my other kids. I showed my mainly my son because I'm dyslexic. My son is dyslexic.
Okay.
But I showed him, even though I was scared, girl, I felt the fear and I did it anyway. And then the girl, Sharmitra Gonzalez, I didn't even realize at the time the role that God had me playing in her life when I was speaking into her, when I was telling her to change her verbiage and she got to get her mind right before she walked into that room. And I said, look at how this played out.
So this is my girl that was on the show. She was on the podcast.
Yes, that's
I gotta meet her. I have to meet her.
Girl, okay? She's amazing.
She is. I watched her on the podcast. First of all, when you put her flyer up and you had her bio and everything, I was like, oh my gosh, she seems so interesting. But then when I actually watched her on the podcast, she is so dope.
So you heard her on the podcast when she was saying, I didn't know her.
So y'all didn't know each other?
Girl, no. I'm telling people, I'm like, vote for the girl. And they're like, what girl? I said, she's the only girl. Because after I spoke to her, I never gather her information. I never, girl, when I'm talking about God ordained that whole thing, I said that God ain't never, well, God did have told me to do things and I just ain't obedient.
Correction.
Girl, that's why I'm like, I had to clean that one up. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth
You know,
now.
tell the truth. But it's like when she shares that part, how when I had blessed her with some money, God had just told me to go over there and do it.
My God.
And I was like, Jesus, that is like so weird.
I know
walking,
how she
walking
got.
up to a random person saying, "What's your cash app?" You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and when I did it, it was like it was crazy because she said to me, she said, "Did you hear what my daughter asked me?" And I told her no. And she said, "You didn't hear my daughter ask me for money that I didn't have." And she said, and then right after that, I asked her for her cash app.
You
I
were on
said,
a major assignment, sis.
girl. And
You're
that's why
on
I
a
said
major
it's so
assignment.
much. It was like after I saw like with this Warner Brothers thing, I said, okay, God, okay, okay. I said, I see the assignment,
Hmm.
you know, and it's one to surround myself with other dope women like you,
Yes.
um, and to continue to inspire,
Yeah.
because it's like it's the same with you. People don't know your story.
Right.
They don't know your come up. They
Hmm.
just looking at your tea right now. You popping right now. You are author right now. You are entrepreneur making the bags, but they don't look at everything that you've had to come through, and that's the reason why I said a lot of times we get so cocky thinking our story is for us,
Yeah.
but for so many other people,
So many other people. I'm
and
so
I was
thankful
telling
sometimes.
Shamitra, um, the way that God did that, because I went to GrowthCon, just to go, because I love Grant. Went to GrowthCon, girl, sitting by myself.
Mhm.
Um, and as I'm sitting there, I hear somebody screaming my name. And I turn around and it's her. And I said,
Oh.
oh my God, girl, you was the one I've been telling everybody to vote for. I said, but I didn't know your name. I
That's
said,
okay. That's okay. You was on your assignment, sis.
girl. But then on the flip side, this sister turned around and blessed me.
Yes. Yes. That's
She
how it
turned
go
around and
though.
blessed me. And I'm like, God,
That's how it
look
goes.
at how all of this was like, it was like in a circle. And it
Yeah.
was like, she talked about her mindset,
Hmm.
because you speak to a lot of us, girl, especially, come on now, women of color, a lot of us have gone through some form of sexual abuse.
Yeah.
We've suppressed it, so we think.
Right.
We're still dealing with
Still dealing
that
with it.
mental baggage
Hmm.
of years, girl, years, years of trauma.
Hmm.
Um, and then we end on passing it to our kids like a Christmas present.
Yep. Merry Christmas, baby.
Girl, we jack them up. We be like, here, baby, here. We gonna give you all that fear, all
Yeah.
that doubt, all that you'll never be nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then,
girl. And it's time out on that. It's time out. It's time for us to package the most beautiful gifts ever for our babies,
now,
to give them because they're already living in a hard enough society. At least when I was coming up, it was hard, but what they have to deal with right now, so at least we could give them Christmas presents that are worth opening, okay? And that are worth taking on and cherishing and holding on to. So we need to be better for our children, which is why we got to have our minds right? And I just
mm,
wanted to say, so you kind of tapped into, the mindset of like preparation for, like something that you're getting ready to approach, a goal or something like that. I just want to kind of tap into reminding others that your mindset is also for your daily. When you wake up,
mm-hmm.
and I was reminded when you were talking how my day started today. I had to reset like 6 times.
Come on now. Real talk. Real talk.
Look, I had to keep pressing the button. Okay. But you know what? I was determined that my day was going to change. Like
Come
I'm
on.
not, and guess what? I was so determined that my day, the energy and everything, the wave of my day was gonna change, that was gonna happen before 10 a.m. So
Oh
my
my
day starts
goodness.
early. Okay. I get up very, very early. I have a part-time job. I got to get my kids ready before I walk out the door, that type of thing. But I felt it. Like I felt the attack like hit my spirit early. And I'm early in the morning, I'm on my so I sit on the bus, right? The school bus in the morning as an aide. And I'm sitting there and every morning I get my meditation in, I pray, I get my scriptures and all of that good stuff. Well, for some reason this morning the distractions was coming. Like I can't focus on my word, right? So I'm like, okay, I see what kind of day is getting ready to be. Well, something hit me and said, oh, so that's what you're speaking over your day? That's the type of energy
Mm.
you're speaking over your day, and
Mm.
it's not even 8 o'clock. No, that's not what you're speaking
Girl,
over
you know
your
what
day.
spoke to you. That's something, Jesus is like, girl, we won't get it together.
Exactly. So I just want to remind, everybody that you also need to be aware of just those little small thoughts that come in and try to mess up your day. You don't always have to be preparing for a goal or preparing for an event or preparing yourself for something major in your life. It's just for the energy of your day. It's just for setting the tone, commanding how your day is going to go. So I got myself together. How did I do that? I realized, first of all, you got to realize what's going on because you could have these thoughts and not
Yes.
realize what's going on. So realize what's going on. When those thoughts and things are starting to happen, it's distractions and it's negative energy. So
That's
when that
right.
starts happening, you recognize it and you check it, put it in place. Okay. So the more those things come up against you, you fight against that by I'm taking control. So you're trying to make me negative. Well, I'm gonna keep on being positive. So I put on my
Mm.
spiritual music. I got in my truck and I blast my spiritual
I
music.
know that's right. I know that's
I
right.
blast it, okay? And I got when I got back home, I have probably about I say maybe about an hour and 30 minutes before I go to another part-time job, okay? And I sat down and you know what I did? I got busy. I got to work at some things that I needed to get at work at. So what I did was I put my mind on something positive. I changed what was happening in my mind and I
Yeah.
put it on something positive. So be mindful and take control when something is trying to attack your energy and your mental peace. Take control of that. Take control of
Mm.
that because it really could offset your whole day. Then now you have done nothing, you made no progress, nothing productive. You've wasted the whole day. And do you know how much stuff you could do in a day?
Come on.
So
Girl,
I just wanted
that,
to enlighten the other side, of your mental mindset and the things that actually comes in your thoughts and creep in and it comes at the start of your day. I wasn't even up
but
probably an
when you
hour.
think about it, we pray over so many things. But a lot of times the last thing we pray over is our mind.
Yep.
And that's the first place that Satan goes.
The
It's
first
like
place.
I was telling this young lady on Sunday that came into my class. She said to me as I was getting ready to go downstairs, she said, Can I talk to you real quick? I said, sure. She said, I just want to know how to work with you because and I said, what is it? Because you could tell, how you could tell something else is on the
Uh-huh.
surface.
Uh-huh.
And I said, what is it? And she said, you really inspired me, but I'm like, let it go. She's like, but it's so hard for me to work because I got lupus. And she just started crying.
Hmm.
And I said, well, honey, guess what? She said, what? I said, baby, I did 4 years on chemo over
Hmm.
lupus trying to take my life. Girl, she cried even harder. And my daughter was like, wow, Ma. when my daughter was listening to the lady talk to me, because she was just like, what was the coincidence
Uh-huh.
that me and this lady was having an identical story?
Yes.
This woman thought that I was going to talk to her about the team that she got to put in place and the money. Girl, I talked to her about her mind.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if you don't control your mind, it's going to affect your body.
Your outcome.
Right. I said, lupus tried to have me. I don't have lupus. I said, so you first got to address that. I said, and second of all, I said, as hard as it is, you got to get up each and every single day, girl, and put on that face. Girl, I used to put that makeup on all crooked, but I still felt fly. And I told, girl, I still felt fly.
You really get on my nerves, yeah.
Girl, it wasn't, wait a minute now. It wasn't until I ended up in the hospital. I had no vision. I had totally lost my eyesight. Like, a lot of people don't even know that I had gone blind, girl. I had no
Wow.
vision. And it just so happened that day I couldn't put on my makeup before the doctors came in. And girl, that was how I was diagnosed.
Oh my God.
Because Satan was trying to take my life, girl.
Mm,
But like
mm.
now, girl, I don't have no vision in my left eye. And most people don't even know that. They don't know that.
No.
Girl, I was doing all these takes last week. And girl, I couldn't see. I'm like, really, I really can't see. And they was laughing, and I'm like, no, I'm serious. I said, could we turn the screen this way?
Wow. So are you serious right now?
I'm very serious.
Oh my goodness, Adrian, girl, you are like
I don't have no vision in my left eye.
You are a blessed, beautiful, blessed woman, honey.
Girl, what I mean, God is he's so amazing.
So amazing.
And that's why I said I know how powerful the mind is.
Yes.
I know how powerful the mind is. And I know the things that I've been able to push and overcome because of me controlling this.
Yes.
I said, girl, if I didn't control this, it would have dictated every part of my life.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling this young lady. It wasn't that I wasn't feeling sad for her story. But I'm like, girl, if you don't get this under control, you're going to end up sick as a mother.
Back to them excuses I was talking about earlier.
Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they get pissed when some of them get pissed when you call that as an excuse. But it really is an excuse. I was telling people, I ain't going to mention their name, but I was having a meeting. And while I was having this meeting, my dad's caregiver had called out. And my dad is paralyzed on one whole right side of his body. Okay. So he called out. I had all these meetings that I had to do. And I ran in there and I said, all right, Dad, I'm going to get you ready. And we're going to, after I finish this, I'm going to come back and, make you breakfast and get you out of bed and stuff. But I got to get this meeting done. So he goes, okay, get on this meeting. Girl, turned the Zoom on and my daddy started screaming. And I'm like, what is he screaming for? I go in the room. He had made a mistake and messed on himself. And my dad never messes on himself. Okay. So I'm cleaning my dad up. And then one of the young ladies on the call starts crying and said, you don't understand because, I'm dealing with a lot right now. My baby is crying. And I'm like, girl, I'm cleaning up. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. I was like, honey, so don't be telling me I don't understand. Okay. It goes back, hey, Queen, it goes back to what you said. It's like, honey, don't give no excuses. Do not give a girl. I'm like the worst person you could give excuses.
Excuses too.
Oh my God.
You know what it is? We're just gonna have to be a little patient because what I find is that when you have been like through so much and you, like myself, have just got like sick of yourself and you got to a place where you're fueled and you're ready to see progress and you're ready to see some things happening, you are like just sick and tired of excuses. So we gotta be,
But I'm always looking at, girl, God's grace and his mercy. My
yeah.
thing is God can show us so many situations
Hmm.
that are worse than what we are dealing with.
Yeah, and it's when we decide to stop swaddling in that misery that he comes and turns that around.
Come
And
on.
that's all I be trying to say. It's not, maybe we could find a better way to say it instead of saying, you know, that they're making excuses or so I'm gonna work on that. I'm
Well,
gonna work
no,
on
but it's the truth.
it
And
is.
sometimes you got to be confronted
Yeah.
with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
When I was confronted with that, I was making excuses. I ain't gonna lie, I had to sit back in it. Like, really, is it really? Am I really making excuses?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the first excuse I tried to make an excuse because me losing my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, am I going to make the excuse that I lost my mother to fail, or am I going to make the excuse that I lost my mother, to succeed? You know what I'm saying? You got to pick one.
Right.
We will always, and that's, I feel like, the devil's trickery. He would try to get us to hold on to like the negative parts of it, opposed to always. And I don't know, everybody call that, with me and my mother, that Libraism thing,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I always look at the silver lining, girl.
Yeah.
Even with my eyesight, I'm like, wow, I'm really able to rock it with this right eye, even though
Yeah.
this left eye ain't doing much of nothing. I'm like, yeah, now I'm able to work both hands, opposed to I only used to be right-handed, so it's
It
dependent
goes
on.
back to that mindset. Yeah. It goes back to that mindset, So now I'm at that place. I wasn't at that place before, but now I'm at that place where now when things happen, it's like, okay, what can I get out of this? So when life comes at me hard, I'm going even harder
Come
toward,
on,
you
come
know,
on.
yeah, it's like it can't beat me down. It's not gonna, life is no longer going to beat me down. I may have days where I have to reset 10 times.
But it ain't nothing wrong with a reset.
Right. That's
And
right,
that's
because I'm not
what
stopping.
you're
Like,
trying to get people to get.
that's
You
it.
can keep on resetting over and over again. It's when you just come to that stop,
Right.
that halt. You know
That's
what
it.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When you have no action, no movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I even tell people, like I was telling this young woman, yeah, go ahead and cry. You let it out. Have your little pity party for 5 minutes. But after your 5 minutes, you over with it.
Snap out of it.
Not sit there and dwell and soak in it. You sitting
Yeah.
and dwelling in it. What is it doing?
Nothing.
You
But
still on
making you a miserable person. But making you a miserable person. That's what I feel. I feel like it's making you a miserable person to just sit there and continue to swaddle. That's the word I use. It's like you're absorbing so much misery when you could just put that thing in perspective. Like, okay, it's an emotion that you're feeling. It hurt. Now, what can I do about this?
girl, that's like I
What?
be laughing at my husband, right? Because me and my husband have two different personalities. His personality is he got to write down all the bills. He got to make sure everything is perfect. And with me, I drive him crazy. Because, girl, I do not look at no bills.
Right.
Don't look at no bills. I'm always looking at how can I make more money.
Mhm.
And I told him, I said, well, I guess that's how we are weighed out.
Right.
Because I do not, when I'm trying to tell you, I do not look at the bill. I look at, oh, okay, well, all right, well, I know
We got enough money to, yeah.
how much more money I gotta make. I'm writing
Yeah.
all the money goes, not like, oh, I got this. No, I'm gonna look at, oh, okay, make a grand here, do this here, do that. Yeah. I want the
Yes, that's that inspiration.
girl. And I tell everybody, I'm like, if you spend as much time as you spend looking at your bills with making money, baby, I guarantee you'll see a huge change.
So you know what? I feel good right now because I'm in a place where I'm on my way to these millions. You're helping me to confirm that. So this is where my mindset is
But
now.
wait, you gotta change that verbiage too.
Okay, let me get it.
You are already a millionaire.
I am already a millionaire. I am
I need
already a millionaire.
girl, go get you a dry erase marker.
Uh-huh.
Girl, you about to jack your mirror up.
Let's get it.
And girl, write everything that you are right now in present tense on your mirror.
Mirror. Okay.
And you say it to yourself every single day. I guarantee you. And you gonna start off with you're a millionaire. I'm a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave
And
it at I'm a millionaire. I'm a multimillionaire.
come
I'm a
on.
multimillionaire.
I normally say I'm a billionaire. That's normally what I say.
Come on now. Come on. Come on.
That's normally what I say.
And then
Yeah.
another little thing, start writing down, girl, break down those action steps that's
Okay.
gonna get you there.
Okay.
Because you don't already wrote them down, right? You write down because your business right now. Oh, who we got down here talking to us? She like, that's right, Queen. We billionaires. Yes,
baby.
yes. But write it down. Write down the action steps. You write down how much is your drinks? How much would it be for you to have your parties, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, say for instance, that like how much is it for an average party if I hired you?
An average party would run you about $400 to $600. It just depends on if you wanted just a basic or if you wanted like a really customized with garnishments. So you would go from 400 to 600 if you wanted a basic. That was
we're about to break this down right now. Okay. You ready for this?
I'm ready, girl.
Girl, I'm about to give you some coaching on here. So, because you're about to come out of those part-time jobs and you're about to focus on this full-time.
In the name of Jesus, baby, I'm ready.
Okay, okay, Kim over here like, I love this. She said this dialogue is so refreshing. So,
yes, and we thought that this episode was not.
This went from mindset, girl. We going off into something else. Now
it's still mindset.
Yeah. So basically, what you going first of all, you got to upgrade your tickets. That's another.
Absolutely.
Yeah, upgrade your tickets. Also, you're looking at like if you're doing $700 a day. Also look into going into corporations. You see what I'm saying? You go into corporations, bring these beverage services inside these corporations. Look at how many you could get done in a day. God is so good. Do you see what I'm saying? You want to look and see how many you could get done in a day. Start dividing that into your billions. Because you got to be able to break the number down. You got to be able to visualize it and see it. Mm-hmm. So you're going to write it down how many people you got to see in order to be able to get to your billion.
Yes, Lord.
If you're going to your corporations, right, your ticket is automatically going up because you're not servicing a small group of people. You're servicing a much larger group of people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
I have chills because I'm working on corporations right now. Like I'm telling you, you know how you talked about you with Shamitria and how let me find out your assignment for my life. Let me find out.
Like, girl, don't be scared. Go after the demographics that can afford you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I said you go up on your prices. If you hitting up these corporations, you just think about it. You figure you service what? Um 30 something people at what's the name's house. When we did the Babes and Boots thing.
Yeah,
Imagine if you doing 1,000 people.
yeah,
And imagine if you are doing that every single weekend.
yeah.
It's even you going out to salons offering spa days and everything, So she
It's
said,
it's it's
right.
such a big, it's such a big scope. Like stores, restaurants, like it's all in my plan. Like it's all in my business plan. Like it's so much. Like you, oh my God, like you have me with chills and you got my mindset on them billions. But
But
I will
girl,
tell you,
now it's time to walk it out.
yes,
You gotta
absolutely.
write. That's why I said you gotta get you because your dry erase marker, you're gonna be tearing that mirror up.
Tearing it down,
Girl,
okay? You hear me?
okay. And it's easier when you're doing it on your mirror because you're able
Yeah.
to write, right? And
Mhm.
girl, it's fun when you're able to see the numbers up there.
Woo.
When you're able to see the numbers and dissect how you gonna get to the numbers. You also gonna have to put down, okay, what am I gonna need in place to help me get to this?
Mhm.
What kind of people am I going to need to employ?
Yeah.
Also look at your local community college because you know that your local community college has where you could get free labor.
Mhm.
Did you know
Yep.
that?
I didn't know that, but I do
A
have a
lot of
resource.
people don't know that. You could go to
Mhm.
your local community college, and the community college will pay the students for you to train them.
Mhm. Yep. I didn't know that
And
about the
you don't,
community college, but I did take I took a business course last year and they gave us several resources for our businesses and I did get that resource through workforce center here where we can that very same thing that you're talking about. So I do have that
go to
resource,
a
but that's an
workforce.
additional resource. So thank you because
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know.
So then this way you are employing, you have employees that you're not paying.
Mhm.
So that's now an expense that you don't have to worry about while you
Capitalize.
building your first billion, but you got to break everything down into a bite-sized piece.
Yeah.
Now, can you make your first million this year? Of course you can. To make $1 million is so freaking easy.
I really think I no, I am verbiage. I am making my first million this year.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
want some
it's
verbiage?
just when you pushing past that million, but for you to get to that first million is easy.
Oh yeah.
You
Mhm.
just gotta write down your plans and you just gotta, girl, they say like young kids be saying, walk it out. You
That's
just
it.
gotta walk it out.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm
You
saying?
seen that little you know how the little dance go, the little walk it out dance?
Girl, yeah, but I don't know how to do it.
Well, I'm gonna do it, okay? When it happens, you're gonna be like, she said she was gonna do it.
I know that's right. I know that's right. And when you think about right how, oh my gosh, girl, I'm smiling for you when you think about how when you hit this, how it's going to change so many around you.
And that's all I keep thinking about. Like it's so much bigger than me. It's not a selfish thing. Like it's not like of course there is one main thing that is going to make me and my family like completely happy. But it's so much bigger than I
But
have so
I
many.
know, but can I share something with you?
Yes, absolutely.
You gotta be a bit selfish.
Well, I'm finding that.
Because a lot of times we are so busy pouring into everybody's cup. How you gonna continue to pour in everybody else's cup and yours is empty or half full? It's just no. So You got to be a little selfish because one, you're going to be teaching people how to love yourself, how to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it also is girl, it's gonna leave a legacy for your kids and your grandkids.
Mhm.
It's gonna trickle. Everybody that you come around because you so blessed, they gonna be blessed.
Yes. I am so on the right path. It's like everything that you are saying out of your mouth is. I just was having this conversation with my mother last night. I know she's watching right now, and I know she probably saying, "We was just talking about this last night." I literally was just having this conversation with my mom last night. Girl, this is like divine. This happened for a reason tonight. I just want you
Amen.
to know that.
Because they don't yeah. What
They
was
don't
it?
know
My guest,
story.
my co-host didn't show. And I'm like, oh my God. I was getting ready to literally make an excuse. Because girl, I've been shooting film from 9 in the morning to 4 the next morning, like every day. I came home, had a day of rest, flew back out to do this hair show where
Yes.
I'm on my feet for 17 hours. Came back this morning, back at work, and when he was like, I'm still stuck in the air, I'm still flying. Girl, I was getting ready to get that excuse like, okay, Jesus, well, I'm tired. I need to rest.
No, sis,
And
we are
then
sick of excuses, okay?
when you was like, no, we gonna do this. And I'm like, she is so amazing. You're so dope, girl.
Thank you. So are you.
So please tell the audience where they can find you. Tell them where they could get your book. Tell them how they could get this juice going for their next event. Share. The floor is yours.
So like you told me whenever and it's so funny because I laughed. Oh my God. Like you told me whenever I sent you all those links.
Oh my
This
God.
this was like, oh my God, that is like so many links.
But do you
So
want to hear something so funny? That's how I know you're going to make it because you didn't get offended
no, not at
when
all.
I told you that. Sometimes when I get into teaching mode and I'll share something, they'll be like, who does she think she is? But I'm like, I just feel like it's only right because I
How
know
are we going to grow if we don't stop to listen to someone? I am growing. There are places in your life where you have to listen to someone.
amen. All
You
the
all
time.
have
I'm
to
always
listen.
sitting at the feet of
You
somebody.
know, yeah. And when you're in a space of growth in unfamiliar territory, girl, you better be quiet and listen. Okay. You better take the wisdom from where it's coming from, especially when you see it's coming from somebody that's they own they okay. So I took this advice along with Ashley Key, and um I will narrow it all down for you all. Okay, so I I am Kedra Lawson via Instagram. Okay, and my link tree will connect you to all of what I have going on.
Girl, put it in the comments so they'll be able to find you.
Let me see. Can I type in the comments?
I think you sure can. I even put it where you could have put it on your page.
Let's see. I don't think I can put it. I don't think I can type in, but
All right.
let's.
So when we end it, make sure you put it in the comments.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. But that's
How
at
get this book?
I am Kedra, Kedra Lawson, Lawson, Kedra Lawson. I am Kedra Lawson, and that's via Instagram. And my link tree is in my bio. And so it will take you to everything that I have going on. That's the beverages, that is the book, the podcast. You know what I'm saying? All of them fly things I got going on. Y'all can check me.
They need to come through, sis.
Come through, come through. The website, everything is there for you all to find me. I will also be speaking at Babes and Boots Houston. So get y'all tickets. I will be dropping gems and mics. Huh?
That
Say it again.
when?
That is Mother's Day weekend. Okay, that is May 16th. No, May. What is Mother's Day weekend? How am I gonna know the date? Hold on. That goes to show you, girl, I got so much going on. But you putting me on my game once again. I need to know the date. Hold on.
That's a blessing.
Okay. Ashley, I'm sorry, Ashley, that I don't know the date. And on top of that, I'm a mother. How am I gonna know when Mother's Day is?
Wait a minute, I'm about to tell you.
It's May 16th, I want to say. I know when it is.
Okay. It is
May
May 12th through the 13th.
Yes, May 12th through the 13th. That's right. So sorry that I did not know the dates. I'm still dope. I'm still, still a millionaire.
Yes,
But
you are.
May 12th through 13th, Houston, Babes and Boots. Purchase your tickets. Would love to see you there. If you guys would like to see me in action, I'm gonna be in rare form. So yeah, your girl. I am Kedra Lawson.
Girl, thank you so much for joining me today. It's like what Kim said. This truly was for refreshing. You have woken me up today with all this laughing, girl. I really, really enjoyed it. And it's been, oh my God, I am so proud of you because you are, girl, you're welcome. You are killing it. Like I said earlier, you are definitely leaving a legacy, and you are truly showing so many other women that you can have it all. I love your faith in God. It shines through. So keep it up.
Thank you so much, Adrian. That means a lot coming from you, sweetheart. I knew from the moment I seen you sitting on that couch in Atlanta. You remember how I came over there?
That's why I tell everybody. I say, y'all, I'm really am an introvert, extrovert. But I say I'm more of an extrovert once I get in my zone. But people be like, it really ain't no intro. I said, yeah, because it take me, I be filling everything out.
Yeah.
But, yes.
So thank you for having me on the 7-Figure Boss podcast. I am truly blessed to be here. I appreciate you. And I was happy to be of assistance to you on this evening. Okay.
Thank you. All right, guys, I am so excited. Make sure y'all go and follow the girl and give her some digital currency. And y'all see that link down below because the 7-Figure Boss Summit is getting ready to come up. We only got 5 more months. Also, show me some love. Head over to the 7-Figure Boss podcast and just click share with your friends. If it was something that you guys liked, please share me whatever you want to see more of. I'll also bring that to you too. So just let me know. I am out of here, your girl and the CEO and founder of the 7-Figure Boss. Bye.